Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here from Expert Forex, and in this educational video I am also supplying you with a great tool to apply the concepts that I'm going to be showing you. And we're going to have a look at 3 strategies that guarantee success in Forex trade. Now the other thing is there's a downloadable PDF showing all the slides that I'll be using in this video, and that is provided so that you can have a look at the process and the detail that I'm going to be presented in these slides at your own pace at home. So please download this PDF after you've watched this video. Now, the purpose of trading is to make money, and it's often not clear if you look at the comments and discussions that take place on forums. A lot of traders don't appear to have that as their main goal of trading. So very few traders actually know why their robot is successful, why their strategy is successful, and that is what I'm going to clarify in this video. So the concept is, how can you aim for success if you don't know what it looks like? And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what success looks like. And it's going to be very, very simple. There are only 3 things that you need to focus on for complete success. So as I've said, there are only 3 things that you need to manage, and you can manage it to create the 3 100% guaranteed trading strategies. And this video is only the introduction to this process. I'm going to be producing some other videos showing exactly how you manage these 3 items, but it is very important in this video that you understand the relationship between these 3 items and your success as a Forex trader. So let's get right into it. And the first item that you need to look at is the success rate that you are achieving either with your manual trading process or with your robot trading process. And the first item is your success rate. Now the success rate is very easy. It's the number of successful trades that you make compared to the total number of trades that you make. So in the example that I mentioned there, if you opened an historic account, you will have, let's say, 60 successful trades out of 100, and this is just an example. That means very simply that you've had a 60% success rate. So that's the one component of successful trading. And by the way, the videos that follow will give you incredible ideas on how to increase your success rate or to manage your success rate at the level you want it to be. Now, to many traders, success rate is their main challenge and their main problem, as it were. But if you look at these charts that I've just put on the screen here, you can see that success rate is actually very easy to achieve. Look at the Make Money Day Trader, 100% success rate after 37 trades. Incredible achievement, and on it goes right into the 90s. Then you look at the Trend Trader, also 100% success rate, but there the Trend Trader is using many more trades to get to that level. So imagine making a 99.6% success rate trading 600 trades. Incredible results, and you can see the fantastic increases that are generated. By the way, these figures that you're looking at were based on $1,000 account. So the starting was $1,000 account, and with very low leverage. There you can see the leverage that was used. You can see the trading instruments that were used. So it is possible to achieve incredibly high success rate, and we're going to look at that in future videos. But you need to now start understanding how success rate fits into the overall picture of the strategies that you will be using to become successful. So number 2 and 3 together is you need to look at the average money that you are making per successful trade. And then you need to also know the average money that you are losing per unsuccessful trade. As simple as that. 3 very simple things: success rate, average gains made per trade on successful trades, average losses made on unsuccessful trades. Those are the 3 driving statistics that will determine your success as a trader, and I'm going to teach you how to manage those simple 3 points. So for instance, here's an example. If your average gain per successful deal, and in the previous example we had 60 successful deals, was $12 per deal, and the average loss per negative deal was $10 per deal. That's how those statistics look. Now let's look at it all together, because those statistics are the only statistics that determine how much money you're going to make. That's all. And if you can manage those simple items, then you will be a very successful trader. So let's have a look at how it all fits together. So we were talking about a 60% success rate of 100 deals, and that's 60 times 12, which is the average successful deal rate, and that means that the trader made $720. 12 times 60. Then we look at the negative side. There were 40 negative trades of $10 per trade, and therefore the total was $400 negative, the minus there. Therefore the net gains were $320. See how those components fit into what determines your success, your money, the money that you make. And then a statistic that is added is that the average gain per trade therefore becomes $3.20. If you focus on only those 3 items, you can be a very, very successful trader. So what I've done is I've created a calculator that puts those items into perspective, and here's the calculator. Here you can see how I've actually put it. The blue items are your input items, and the rest is calculated. So you input 60, you input that, and I'll show you where to get those items, and you get that answer. And then the failure rate is obviously just calculated from the success rate. Then you input your average failed trade, and then it calculates your total failed trade total, and then the net result. And you can see there are the numbers, and they agree with that up to that point. And then we say, okay, there were, and then the bottom part is really the number of trades that were made, and 320 is the total, so therefore there were 100 trades made. So here's your profit calculator. We're going to see this profit calculator in action in the next few examples. But here's the point. If your success rate is more than 50% and your average gains are more than your average losses, you will print money. That is the most successful strategy that you can possibly get. And that is what all traders are actually chasing. They might not know it, but those are the 3 things that traders are chasing in their trading strategies. But you will print money, and once you've achieved that, it is the most fantastic feeling in trading when you have a high success rate and your gains are bigger than your losses. But let's have a look at a few more examples. But before that, a quick reminder that we are running a competition where we are giving away a 5,000 fully funded instant prop account. In other words, you'll start earning on that prop account straight away. And we are also giving away free prop trading robots on a weekly basis. For more information, follow the link that will be in the description of this video. Okay, so now here's a list of the optimized items that we publish in our paid forum, the premium paid forum. I've sorted this list in profit order. So there we are, there's the profit order. And what I want to show you are the 3 strategies that are guaranteed to make you money in Forex trading. So firstly, we've looked at the first one. The first one is that green one where the success rate is more than 50% and the average gains are more than the average losses. Now that is the print money strategy. And you can see it does print money. It is the most profitable strategy that we can find. Then let's have a look at the next type of strategy that you get. And this is one where the success rate is very high, but the average loss is very high. And the average gain is a lot lower. So let's plug those items into the profitability calculator and let's see how the strategy is explained. So we're saying we have a success rate, the average gain is that, therefore the gains, if you multiply the success rate with the gains, you will get that for 100 trades. For 100 trades, every 100 trades will make $9,000. Then we look at the failure rate, which is basically the difference between the success rate and 100% success rate, and that is 5%. You multiply that with the losses that are being made, and you get that the total losses, if you traded 100 trades, would be that amount. So the difference shows that this is a highly successful strategy and mainly based on a high success rate. That the success rate's carrying the strategy through, and luckily there were 965 trades, and therefore that is why the $70,300 was produced, and the profitability calculator does that for you. So that's how the profitability calculator works. And secondly, that's how you can make money, by having a strategy where the balance between your success rate and between your negative and positive average deals will result in a positive result. And that's why the calculator is quite useful. And let's move on to another example. So we move on to the very next example, which is almost the opposite of what we just looked at. Here we have a success rate of only 33%. Now, in spite of that low success rate, because the average gain is higher than the average loss, it has made a huge income. Now, a lot of traders out there, even some experienced traders, think, how can I ever make so much money with only a 33% success rate? And the answer is now clearly in front of you. You need high gains and small losses on average. And again, let's input that. So 33% of the trades are positive. You make $88 on every successful trade, and that reverts to $2,900. Now, your negative trades are 66%, and you lose $36.57 on every trade. Therefore, your total losses for 100 transactions is that amount, and if you subtract the two, then you are still positive, really nicely positive, and your average trade is therefore $5. And if you then multiply that by the actual trades made, and you can see this was a very active strategy. It traded the 5-minute time frame and generated 12,000 trades. So if you multiply the 12,000 trades, that is where you get that amount that has been generated. Now, they won't always be 100% because there's a bit of rounding that is involved here, but there you are. So that's how that strategy plays out. So what we're saying is you can be very, very successful with a low success rate, as long as the balance between your average gain and your average loss is a good one. So now you've seen all three 100% guaranteed strategies, and I'll repeat them again because it's quite important. You can have a good success rate and gains that are bigger than the losses, and that is your money printing strategy. Then you can have a high success rate with big losses and lower gains, and that is the second success strategy, if you get that balance right. And then you can also have low success rates, and that is okay because your average gain is so much higher than your average loss. So those are the strategies, and that's why I give you the calculator. You can now go back into any of your trading accounts and say, let's have a look at what those statistics are for my trading account. Now we've looked at optimized trading, but let's look at some live examples. And here's some examples from our linked service. So this is link PR1, and it is linked to FX Blue, and I'll help you with that later on. But FX Blue analyzes accounts, and that's why we use it, and it analyzes those statistics that we need. So it tells you what your trade win rate is, it tells you what your average win is, and what your average loss is. So it tells you a lot of the components that we use. So let's plug those items into the profitability calculator, and you see 63% is the success rate, and the average gain is $113, which gives you a nice $7,000 gain on 100 trades. Then your failure rate is 36%, and average loss is 99 per trade, and that gives you in total a loss of 3,600, and you subtract those two and you have a nice fat profit. Now this, why that is in yellow, that number, if it is positive, shows you that your strategy is successful. If it is negative, it means that you are using a strategy that is not successful, and we'll look at that on how to improve that in the next video. And there you see the average trade is that. Now if you look at it, all of those figures now agree, and we now have a total balance situation that explains the strategy, why the strategy is successful. It's because of those three components combining in a very positive way. So let's have a look at another one. Again, this is from our link service. This is 1K link 7W skip. Some of the names are quite complicated, but this one's got a nice high win rate. It has an average win of $59, but it has a very high loss, $82 loss per trade. So we plug that into the profit calculator. We say there's the success rate, there's the average gain, and therefore if I traded 100 trades, that's the number that I'd get. And here's the failure rate. That is the failure rate. That is the loss that I make per trade on my failed transactions. Therefore, on 100 trades, I will make that kind of loss. Subtract them to, and you still get a very, very nice positive number. And then if we look at what has happened, so much has been generated. So there were 81 transactions, and there we are. The profit calculator explains why this strategy is so profitable, because it has a nice win rate, and it combines the combination of the negative trades and the positive trades is such that in spite of the negative trades being bigger, it can still be profitable. Now that's a live trading example. You need to know is how to link your account to FX Blue so that you can get these statistics out. So here's a video that I've made, how to sync your account to the FX Blue service. Once you've done that, you will get these statistics coming out, and you can then analyze your strategy. And in the next video, as I said, I will show you how to increase your success rate, increase your gains per trade, and decrease your loss per trade. And once you know that, you are a complete trader, because you are managing your strategies. So when a strategy goes wrong, it's one or two of those items is out of sync, and you just need to change the approach to your trading to either increase your success rate, or increase your gains per trade, or decrease your loss per trade. Simple as that. I've now simplified trading right down to its core, and that is how I manage my own trading. I look at those simple three statistics. Simplifies trading tremendously. All right, here's some examples, and these are just theoretical examples, and this one shows an example where a loss is made even despite a positive success rate. So here's a success rate of 60%, but because the average gain of $7 dollars is so much smaller than the average loss, the overall result is a negative one. So that explains how these components can result in negative trades, and you do need to analyze your account to decide what to do. Now, firstly, that average loss of 12 is a bad one. We'd have to work on getting that a lot lower, and we might need to work on getting the success rate much higher. So that's how you can now start creating a strategy to improve your strategy. Okay, so here losses made despite the positive gain ratio. So here we've got a success rate of only 40%, but the gains are bigger than the losses. $12 was bigger than the $10 average loss, but in spite of that, there is still a loss created. So this calculator shows you the balance between those three components. And if you get the balance wrong, you're going to make a loss. If you get the balance right, you are going to be printing money. More examples. Now, this model is fully downloadable from a link in the description of this video and in the first commentary of the video. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to improve those components. I'm going to show you how you can improve your success rate. I'm going to show you how to improve your average gain per transaction and your average and decrease your average loss per transaction. And once you've got those under control, you are in full control of your trading. You can now manage any strategy and any trading robot according to those three components. And that's what I like about Forex trading. It is so simple. You only have to focus on a few things to get it right. But traders get so distracted by other things that they lose focus about that is actually what trading is about, and trading is actually about making money. Now, here's a list of the possible links that you might be interested in after watching this video. And remember, there will be a PDF of these slides available for download. And I think there we are, download the profitability model. Right there's the model. So you can go and download that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're not 100% sure about what's been shown, re-watch the video, download the PDF, follow the video on the PDF, make your own notes. And it is very important that you understand the relationship between success rate, average gain, and average loss of each trade. Once you understand that little simple model, we can now go and build on that to turn you into a highly successful trader. So from me, Alex Eproy, cheerio. Just a reminder to join our expert Forex community of over 30,000 Forex traders. It is free, so don't miss out on any new developments. A link is in the description of the video.